Welcome back to Horrifying Stories. Before anything else, we would greatly appreciate it if you can subscribe to our channel for a weekly dose of stories. As always, stories we feature here are nothing short of horrifying. However, this week's bear attack story is not just any bear attack. Tatiana Tsyganenkov picked up her phone to answer the call that will forever haunt her. Nothing was more chilling than the words, "Mom, the bear is eating me." This is their horrifying story. Viewer discretion is advised. Around 2011, it was just another day for Tatiana Tsyganenkov. Her 19-year-old daughter, Olga Moskalyova, and her husband, Olga's stepfather, Igor Tsyganenkov, were out camping near a river not too far from a small village named Termelny in Russia. All of a sudden, her phone rang, and it was Olga. The words, "Mom, the bear is eating me," and the frantic screams of her dear daughter were what greeted her on the other end of the line. At first, Tatiana thought it was just another one of Olga's prank calls. After all, Olga had always joked around with her. She was a fun-loving, jolly and friendly teenager who had just got her driving license and graduated with flying colors at a music school. However, a few seconds into the call, everything changed when Tatiana sensed extreme terror and suffering in Olga's voice. It was just different. Then, she started to hear the bear growling and chewing on her. To even say that it was chilling or horrifying is an understatement. Here she was, helpless and frustrated on the phone, listening to her daughter being eaten away by a bear. "Mom, it's such agony. Mom, help!" her desperate daughter cried out. Tatiana dropped the call and immediately contacted her husband, Igor, who was with her daughter on that trip. She was supposing she could alert her husband to go find where Olga was so he could save her. Apparently, the phone just kept ringing. After many desperate attempts to reach her husband, depressingly, no one is picking up his phone. Extremely frustrated and still in shock, Tatiana found herself answering another call from Olga. It had been 30 minutes since her first call, and Olga was obviously already very weak and in great agony. In spite of this, she mustered the strength to tell her mom that the bears were back. In her own chilling words, "Mom, she came back and brought her 3 babies. They're eating me." After the call was dropped once again, overcome by panic and fear for her daughter's life, Tatiana did everything she could to send help to Olga. She reported the incident to authorities in the nearby Termelny village, telling them her daughter was camping by the river, and she badly needed help. She tried to contact family members whom she knew were near the site as well, since her husband was still unreachable. Then, her phone rang, and for the third time, it was Olga. Around an hour after her first call, it was then that Tatiana heard her daughter's final goodbye. "Mom, it's not hurting anymore. I don't feel the pain. Forgive me for everything. I love you so much." The call was dropped for the last time. Igor's brother and the authorities arrived at the campsite 30 minutes too late, and it was then that they knew why Igor could not answer his wife's desperate calls. They caught a huge brown bear eating up Igor's remains. It was the mother bear that also attacked Olga. A few meters from where the brown bear and Igor were, they found and retrieved the mauled body of Olga. It was later found out that it was Olga's stepfather that was first attacked by the hungry brown bear and her 3 cubs. The two apparently just returned to the river to look for the fishing rod that Igor left earlier that day. While Igor was searching for the rod in the tall grasslands along the river, the mother bear launched and pounced on him. It thrashed out on him, broke his neck and crushed his skull into pieces. Olga, who was just around the corner, saw everything unfold before her eyes. At the sight of the terrifying attack on her dad, she knew she didn't stand a chance with the bear. So, she gathered all her strength and ran as far as she could away from the bear and her dad. She managed to run for around 70 yards, but suddenly, the bear caught sight and charged right at her. In no time, the mother bear was right behind her, grabbed her leg, pinned her to the ground and began to devour her. Now, brown bears usually charge on all fours when launching an attack. Their ears are usually pinned to the back and use their sharp teeth to bite their prey or their pointed claws to rip their victim's flesh. Brown bears usually target the neck or head, leaving the prey usually unable to put up a fight. In Olga's case, her ruthless predators devoured her slowly but steadily, as if playing with her, allowing her to call her mother in the most painstaking call a mother and daughter could ever have. A total of 3 calls in a span of 1 hour was made, giving a real-time account of the grueling and horrifying ordeal with a brown bear family. As her mom would put it, Olga was a dreamer. She had always dreamt of becoming a psychologist. She was determined and focused on her goals, and has always been a brilliant young lady. She had a bright future waiting for her, as opportunities were just starting to open up for her. Tragically, her life had to end so soon. Because the attack took 2 lives, wanting to make sure they won't claim any more lives, authorities sent out 6 hunters to search and kill the mother bear and her 3 cubs. Thank you for making it this far. If you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel. For any story suggestions, feel free to drop your comments down below. We would love to hear from you. Again, thank you and see you on the next one.